Am I on your wire? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's better. It's nothing like last minute adjustment. And here we go. Well, hello and welcome to the Phoenix Premier League, your match of the week. It must be Saturday, my favorite day of the week. I am joined, my name is Jason Ives. I am joined by my my really good friend, Mr. Caleb Hamilton.
Hey.
Did I mention he's Potty, player of the year for Phoenix Darts? Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
Did you not have a commitment with ESPN, some of the
No.
sports networks for interviews or anything of that type nature?
No, I don't think I'm quite there
You
yet.
found the time to come over here, and
Of course.
we love having you in the castle every time you're here. But
Love
it's a
being here.
pleasure to have you. Folks, you may notice, Caleb and I are pretty ugly dudes, so we brought in a couple of handsome folks to lift up the screen a little bit. We brought in a live audience today. We are joined by Miss Ellie and Mr. Beckham Neal. Doing a little rooting. I imagine you, as well as I, know who they're going to be rooting for. But
Yep.
thanks, guys. I appreciate you being here.
No problem.
It's great to be. Miss Ellie, how's your Saturday morning going?
Good.
Was it a good one?
Yes.
Did you have Fruit Loops for breakfast?
Yes.
Excellent.
Good
I didn't have
choice.
Fruit Loops.
Me
I
neither.
had cold pizza from last night.
Mm.
Yeah, you know. Some of us have it better than others. That's all I can say. So let's get it right. Let's talk about it right away. I got a sneak peek this week. The folks out there haven't seen it yet. But being player of the year for Phoenix, you get to design and sell your own shirt,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
I saw the design. It is pretty sharp looking.
Yeah.
Talk about that for me. It's called the Excalibur.
Yeah.
All right. It's a little take on the castle theme. I'm pretty sure
Sure.
that's what you were thinking about the whole time you did
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit. How did it come about? Who's doing it?
Yeah.
Tell me that whole process.
So Nate Hochstetler called me Excalibur one time, so it kind of just stuck. And then after I won the potty, I have the idea to design a jersey, and it all came together. Hats off to Galaxy and Ashley Ritchie and Ryan George. I kind of gave them my idea, and they ran with it, and I'm really impressed by what they came up with.
It
So,
looks
yeah.
really, really cool, folks. I cannot wait for this one to hit social media. I did get a sneak peek of it. It's not the final version that I
Yeah.
got to see, but it is really, really sharp.
Yeah.
I particularly like the sleeves on it.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it away.
Yeah.
Don't want to say
We can
anything more
hold off
about
on
it. But when you do see it, you'll see it on social media probably this next week.
Mhm.
Take a close look at those sleeves. They're pretty sharp.
Yeah.
And it's another Ryan George design, right?
Yeah, that was something that he added in. That was not something that I had initially, thought of.
Sure.
And when I saw it, I was kind of blown away. It was really cool.
Yeah, I love it. And, the theme today is people and being the best version of themselves at any particular time. And Ryan himself is really starting to take this whole design thing, becoming the best version of himself. And
Yeah.
it's fantastic. It's really good to see. So let's talk about today's matchup. But big picture first, let's talk about the Phoenix Premier League.
Sure.
All right. Are you in it yourself?
No, I am not. Not
Okay.
this season.
Well, you need to get into some of these contender leagues.
Oh,
All right, we're going to start. We're going to start by looking at these two tables. Now, there's 1 week left. So all those players that have 90 games, there's 105 games. These
Okay.
leagues are relatively short. They're only 7 weeks long. We're going to start this week in the upper left. That's the Premier League. Adam and Mac played last season in a playoff. Mac won that one.
Mhm.
It looks like we're going to have a repeat of the same thing again.
Yeah.
Adam and Mac running
Mac
away
and
with
Mac.
it at the top there. It's nice to see all 90 games. So all those guys only got 15 games left.
Right.
What's interesting about that Premier League, though, Mr. Ben Ferris, all right, the Phoenix player rep himself,
Right.
is facing relegation
Yeah.
or facing a playoff. So in this last week, he's going to be looking to get ahead of Joel, and it'll be interesting to see who he plays in that last week. But should the position stay where it is, the bottom three in that league move down to the Challenger League, which is what we're highlighting today. Right now, it's obviously Nate, Jeff, and Adam.
Right.
But Nate and Ben will be playing off for that
Potentially
third
playing
spot.
playoff, yeah.
All right, so if Nate catches fire, maybe Ben has a difficult day, Ben could find himself down in the Challenger League.
Yeah.
But before that, he's got 1 week left. He's got to prove himself, and he's got to get above Jolin.
Right.
Now, today's matchup, we got Tim Neal and Ron Thompson. Both those guys, you cannot join the Phoenix Premier League in the Premier League. You have to join in the Challenger League, and you have to earn your way up to the top. So what we've got like now, it looks like you got to have Trevor, Tim, and Ron vying for those 3 spots to move up. But here's the challenge. Whoever's in third has to play what it looks like is going to be Tyrone Pittman to see who gets to move up to the Premier League.
Yeah.
So with only 1 game separating Tim and Ron this week, this match is going to be a crucial match because whoever's in third has to play Tyrone, and that's for the last promotion position to move up.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
It really is. Now, you know Tim, you know Ron for a long, long time. Talk to me about where their games are at right now.
Yeah, I mean, both of them are throwing really good darts. I haven't seen Tim throw as much recently.
Sure.
But, I've heard he's throwing really good darts. I've been on the unfortunate side of seeing how good Ron is throwing. We're in POL singles league, and he's gotten me 14-1 the last 2 times. So
all right, 14-1. That's a key number. Let's remember those 2 numbers when it comes to score predictions today, right?
Yep.
And I will tell you, I've had the fortunate benefit of knowing both these guys for an awful long time. And I would say Ron especially is probably throwing some of the best darts of his dart career right now.
Yeah.
He's throwing fantastic. And Ron, I've always found to be an interesting character. We joke around Indianapolis about the fact that he hates to wear sleeves. But everybody loves Ron and Robin and that whole family. So they're a big fan favorite from that standpoint. But Ron is just throwing some fire right now. You know, when late at night, if I'm sitting around talking with friends, one of the very frequent topics that comes up is the top 8 darters in Indiana.
Yeah.
And Ron sometimes he's on that list, but he's never really on that list.
Yeah.
He's really earning his way to be on that list now.
For sure.
You know, it's someone that showed a lot of potential probably about 5-6 years ago, but kind of cooled off a little bit, and he's coming back with a gusto now.
Yeah, and if he continues it, I mean, he might be in a top 5 list pretty soon. So.
And how about Tim Neal? If we only had people here that would know him pretty well. I don't know who that could be.
Not a clue.
Yeah, but Beckham and Ellie, talk to me about Tim, or Dad, as you guys refer to him. Talk to me about where Tim's dart game is right now and how you feel about it.
Recently, he's been shooting really good. Ever since he went down to bull shooter, got 3rd, he's just been on fire. So,
do you think that was the catalyst? Do you think that was what led to this change in Tim's darts, or this form that he's in? Is going down to bull shooter and playing through that?
I think so.
You think so?
I think that was the start of it, but when he played with his dad on the Siege last time, I think that really upped his game.
Yeah, and I think I think you're right. I think when he played in that CDC for the Market Square Arena for the tryouts to see if he could make it to the stage, he played really well in that event too. And I think it's just a combination of those 3 things that we brought up: the bull shooter, the Siege, and the CDC tryouts, qualifying things. Just elevated his game. And they were in quick succession with each other. So the amount of practice that he was doing was coming on strong. Do you guys see Tim practice a lot at the house, Miss Ellie? He does?
Yeah.
How often does he do it?
Like, at least every day.
Every day? Now, does he play on there for a long time, or is it just one game and then he quits?
It's just a couple games, yeah.
A couple of games?
Plays not on the, like mostly on the steel tip board.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to get to score predictions now because we don't want to waste any more of your time. We need to start watching this match. Folks, before we do that, please give us a like, give us a share. Let's get these players the viewers that they deserve. So please share out the feed. A big shout out to some guy named Caleb Hamilton sending in some stars. I appreciate that. Big shout out to Pops watching along in the chat. Shout out to my boy, Mr. Sean Rosner. Mike Gillum is watching. Mike, I haven't spoke to you in a while. It's a pleasure to have you along with us, sir. But we're going to have a good time today. All right, let's get to score predictions. Caleb, you're in charge of memorizing these ones.
Oh, okay.
Ladies first. Miss Ellie, who do you think's going to win today?
I think my dad's gonna win 10-5.
10-5 to your dad. You think your dad's going to lose 5 matches? Well, I hope he doesn't put you up for adoption. I'm going to tell you that. Mr. Beckham, what's your score prediction today, sir?
I think my dad's going to win 9-6 today.
Well, I am shocked that both of you guys picked your dad. I'm going to tell you that. Caleb, where you at?
You know, after those 14-1 losses, I'm gonna live vicariously through Tim today. And I'm taking the Philly legend 14-1.
Philly
in
legend.
spite.
Yes, you're picking dad too.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going 14-1.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you love him a little bit more than these two do.
I guess.
Yeah. I'm going to go against the grain, which would shock everybody, and I'm going to pick Ron 9-6. All right, here's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to roll a 40-second promotion spot, which we have to do because it gives me time to walk over to the other side of the room and turn on the green light. And when we come back, we'll be live in the arena, and we'll watch this match today. Thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for getting your day started with us. We'll be right back with the match. All right, folks, let's get it on. Looks like Mr. Ron Thompson's getting us going here. It is double in, double out. And Ron gets in and gets us rolling here. 56 points scored. Tim does like the tops for his double in. Ron does tend to like the 18s.
Okay, he's in.
And that's what Tim does quite often. If he misses on that first start on tops, he'll go, he'll go straight to the left side, usually double 14.
Yep.
When both these guys are in. My pick right here. Look at my pick. Opening it up with a
180.
big 180. That was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Had nothing wrong with that. Will he intimidate Tim? Let's see what happens. Shout out to Dave Majerus with 500 stars. Thank you, sir.
Dave.
Well, Tim just answers back with a ton of his own, but it's no ton 80.
Still got time.
Yeah, there's plenty of time right here. And this is key for Ron. It's to win a couple of the early games, get the confidence going, and start rolling. Let's see what he does here.
Yeah,
Stays
really
down there at the 19s.
Yeah, he didn't like where that flight was in that 20.
Yep. Kind of sunk it a little bit low. That's a single 20 it counted as. A big ton 40 there for Tim to get him right back into it.
Yep. Look at him having fun in there.
Yep. And Ron's going to try and position himself for a good out here. He's going to be looking for a ton-plus score. Needs to hit that trip at least once.
Going to move down. Yep.
Yeah, he went back to his favorite 18s. Yep. Managed to pick up that trip. So he sets himself up with a 114 out. That is a 3-dart combination. Yeah, Tim is just looking really smooth in his throwing right now, and he's in a perfect rhythm.
Pretty soon.
Yeah, you can tell he's shooting really, really well right now. Keeping that pressure on Ron. Yeah, Ron opens up with a solid trip, looking at 14, going to tops. Yes, he is, and he takes game one.
All right.
Well,
all right, I need you, Philly legend.
Yeah, you need Philly legend to win the next 14 in a row.
I don't have much room.
Let's see what happens. Folks, thanks for joining us today. Big shout out to Miss Eliana sending in 100 stars. Thank you, Miss Ellie. You my hero. Tim's in on the first dart, tops. Oh, second dart,
second
tops.
Dart, yep. Where'd that?
That first dart, the first dart bounced out.
Bounced out,
so that's why he stayed up there.
Gotcha.
Let's see what Ron can do. He's going to go. Well, he's going low down to the 10s or the 15s.
That's unusual for him.
Yeah, he's not too happy with that dart, even though he's in.
Well,
and neither one of these
new
guys
game.
are running away early. So when you got Player of the Year for Phoenix, were you surprised by it whatsoever?
I was. I thought there were quite a few players that definitely could have gotten it. Ron being one of them.
Yep.
So yeah, it did come as a surprise. So
Big ton 40 there for Ron. I just seen one of my friends, one of my many, many friends I have in the chat. Big shout out to Miss Jennifer. It's nice to see you as always. But Chris Werner's in the chat with us. What's going on, Chris? Haven't spoken to you in too long. It's we gotta fix that, my friend. But seeing you and your name reminds me to give a big shout out to Sassy. Big happy birthday to her a couple days ago. And Ron's disappointed with himself, but he's carrying a nice little lead here. He's got about a 58-point lead.
yeah.
Let's see if Tim can't get it going. That's a great first, right in the middle.
Yeah.
Perfect positioning.
Uh-oh.
Could we have another?
Got
Yes,
it.
we
Sweet.
do. That's 180, number 2.
Yeah, one for each.
Not
That
bad
sets him
there.
up with a good out. The
Yep.
one that Ron
Really
just
good.
took.
Tell me about some of the other things that Phoenix puts together for you. As we see Tim going to take a shot at this 114 out and see where he's going to start. Starts right up at the trip 18.
Yeah.
And for tops. And we
Got
are
it.
tied
Wow.
1 to
1 to
1.
1.
That's
All right.
solid right
Still
there,
got
Tim.
life.
Yeah, talk
Yeah.
to me about Phoenix. Phoenix, they sponsor this event today. Talk to me
Sure.
about what they do.
Yeah. So one event that kind of just started up. It's the Phoenix Official League, and the finals will end in Vegas in September. That's the 25th through the 29th, as well as the Phoenix Cup. You have to. They're kind of joined together. One is the league finals. The Phoenix Cup is a tournament that you can sign up for if you played in enough games.
Yep.
For Phoenix
Newsflash,
Cup.
Jason is going to play darts in Vegas, and that's to be a first.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Looking-
Tim there with a big 9 mark. Hey,
Ooh.
can one of you guys do the boom thing?
Boom goes the dynamite.
There
There
you
we
go.
go.
Thanks, guys.
That.
Y'all just keep it down back there. You're getting a little too lively. I'm worried about you. Ron answers back with just a 4 mark of his own, but he keeps himself in it by opening up that 18 wedge. Let's see what Tim does here.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how aggressive Ron was going to be. He's been throwing really good darts, and I know
Yep.
he likes to transition to the 18 after the 20 in cricket. Tim obviously grabbing that 19 kept him from going down.
Well,
there,
this is
but
it right here. You know, he's got to score some points. He takes that point lead back in a big way.
Oh, he's
Look
nice.
at that. All 3 darts dedicated straight up points. No wedges messing around with that one.
Now, what have these guys been averaging in this league?
I think both these guys are averaging a little over 4.
Okay.
I think Tim's a little bit higher at this point in time, but it's a little bit challenging to see because when it's only a 7-week league, it comes
Right.
down to who they played quite often.
Sure.
Right? And you need to point and you need to score.
Strategy changes from week to week.
Yep.
What's the game count?
Right now we are 1 to 1, and thank you, Miss Ellie. That's your nice way of saying, hey, you probably need to change the scoreboard, Mr. Ives, which I would do if I could find it. Bear with me, folks. I'll get on this scoreboard thing right away.
Ron just on both sides of the 18. There he is. Really needed more than 3 there. Tim.
Big trip
Tim
on
with
that
the
last
big
start.
Yeah. Stab at it and grabbed it.
Yeah, these guys are having to suffer through me going through some different stuff here. I apologize, guys. Trying to get that scoreboard working for us. Not having any luck whatsoever. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change positions. Caleb, you're in charge of commentary for a second there, son.
Okay.
Yeah, keep on going. Tell these guys what we're doing.
Ron is trying to fight off Tim right now, who's throwing over a 6. That's pretty impressive.
Really good.
Yeah. And he takes that 15. They're going to go into a bull race. Let's see what Ron can do here. Needs at least double. Needed a little bit more than that. Let's see if Tim can take it right here. First. Yeah, Ron gets one more round at it. Try to fight it off.
All right.
That double to start is a big one. Needs a double here. And just light it out. Unfortunate. I think Tim is going to polish it off right here. First start.
There you go. First start for
Center
Tim.
hole almost.
And look who's got the scoreboard fixed right in time. Maybe. We'll tell you
now
in a
it's
second.
2-1.
Yep, 2-1.
All right.
2-1, Tim.
Yes. Yep, Tim got that one.
And that was a break of throw. So Tim's going to be up first, and it's 0-1. See if he's going to go up top. You know, his first start at the tops has all been low. He switches over to that 14, his safe bet.
Yeah.
And see what he does.
Yeah, and something that I really wanted to point out with what Phoenix is doing, coming up here in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from today, actually, on the 22nd and 23rd of June, they're having a customer appreciation tournament. Sign up. You don't have to sign up until the day of. No pre-sign-ups.
Okay.
So 11 a.m. darts fly at noon. It's at the American Legion 497.
All right.
As long as you played in a Phoenix League at some point between June 1st, 2023 up through June 1st, 2024.
Yep.
They're going to have a parity draw, mixed trios, 4-person draw, free play. There's no coin drop, no sign-up fee, and a $2,000 ad.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it costs you nothing to get in.
Correct.
Costs you nothing to play.
Correct.
There's no prior commitment.
Nope.
You just show up and play.
Correct. Yeah.
And you can win money.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
just one of the many ways that, that's, I love Phoenix,
Yep.
obviously. That's just one of the many ways that they show up for their customers that play with them. Their regulars.
It's a wonderful thing. It's, all the vendors, they do some fantastic work around Indiana.
Sure.
They all do, but the customer appreciation is something a little bit unique to Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
And again, another one of the brilliant things that they do. Tim, a solid 83 there. Leads this one by 100. Ron's going to be looking to get back into it right here. He's going to need to pick up a triple. That one's just right above, kind of blocking him out a little bit. And you see he had to switch down to the 19s. Does manage to catch the trip 19 on that third dart. It keeps him in the match. Neither one of these guys are at an out, but Tim is now. He's not gonna get that. What's he gonna do on his third dart? Smart dart.
Yeah.
Smart, unless you hit the double ball.
Right.
All right. Smart dart, but he leaves himself top. So let's see what Ron Thompson can do. That's a great first, and it's perfect positioning for him.
Gotta find a triple
just
here.
Floated it over.
Okay, 122.
All right. Well, Tim's gonna take a look at that tops. Let's light it up.
Oh, bounce out.
Bounce out on the
Look
top.
pretty close,
There it
buddy.
is on a second
You got
dart.
it.
Yeah.
Well, the Neal family, what do you think so far? How's he doing?
Great.
Shooting good. He's had a lot of bounce outs so far.
He has had a few bounce outs so far. As he likes to say, that's his own fault for playing Lego darts. None of those would count in steel, but Ron in on that first double 15.
That's a big round.
Yeah,
That's big
that's
start.
got to be his second favorite besides the
150.
double 18. Gets a little nugs there from Tim.
See if Tim can answer out just a whole shot.
Yeah, Tim's had a little claim to fame. He was on the Siege last week. Then I see him.
Right.
He got interviewed by Nick Teixeira
Yeah.
at the Bull Shooter. I tell you, between you and him, it's ESPN truck is living outside your houses. Yeah, Big Ron now with a ton 40 of his own.
Just drops below
He's-
that 50 points per dart average.
Yeah, he's got a nice little lead here. We could be 3-2 before you know it, but Ron's got to close the deal. He's got to finish it out here
Mm-hmm.
and see what he can do. Right now, this is the crucial shot, in my opinion, for Ron. Is can he leave himself with an easy out? You want an out that only
you wanna
that only
set it up.
has 2 numbers. You don't
Correct.
want an out that has 3 numbers, and he's
Correct.
gonna put himself in that way anyways.
Yeah.
118. Well, he's gonna have probably 9 darts at it from here anyways with Tim's
Mhm.
case. Is that what you see, Miss Allie? You feel like he's rushing the dart a little bit? Tell me what makes you think that.
He's doing it faster.
Speak up a little bit.
He's doing it faster than usual. When
Yeah.
he starts to go down, rush his dart.
Okay, so you think the dart goes low when he shoots a little bit fast? That's really good insight from the Neal family. A little insider information there. So we know if Tim shoots low like that trip 20 there, she may have been going a little bit too fast, but he does put himself in and out. Ron's going to be looking at
pressure behind.
Yeah, Ron's going to be looking at tops. And he's going to be looking at tens.
10.
Looks at the double 10, repositions himself wisely.
Gotta get it here.
There it is on that
is.
third dart. That's just in my opinion. That's why Ron is throwing the best darts of his that
Yeah.
I've seen him throw. He's able to hit that clutch dart.
Yep.
I'm not saying he wasn't able to do that before, but he wasn't as consistent as what
Yeah,
he's doing
he's
right
hitting
now.
them at a higher percentage for sure.
Well, we're back to our second cricket game, and Jason not adjusting the scoreboard correctly. Tim holds a 3-2 lead here. Remember, in the actual league itself, as you can see down there in your lower right-hand side, only one game separates these two. So one of these two is going to be playing for the championship, and the other one's going to be playing in a playoff against Tiny to see who can move up to the Premier League.
Yeah,
So
right now-
it's not a given.
No, Tim's in the driver's seat, but after that last one, Ron got a good lead on him. So.
And it's still early days. We're only a
Yeah,
third
yeah.
of the way through the competition, right?
Yep.
Anytime I see Ron, I always like to give a big shout out to Robin, his
of
beautiful
course.
wife.
Yeah, my birthday twin. They just had their vow renewal on race weekend. That was a lot
Yep.
of fun.
Yep.
So
Quite frankly, I wish I was there. It was a difficult weekend for me to get away out of the house, unfortunately. But there you go. Look at
Yeah, that's
that.
big.
Somebody.
big last.
Boom goes the dynamite.
There you go, Beckham. Yeah, I tell you what, you do better than Sean, anyways. Yeah, Ron shaking his head.
Can't tell what that was.
Yeah, it was a
Single.
333.
Triple three.
Yep, so hit 3 trips. Unfortunately, only one of them really count. Let's see what Tim can do right here. He's going to be looking to close the 17s. Uh-oh. He went wisely
Just go
back up
to
on. Yeah,
points at
let me.
that point.
Excuse me as I cough up a lung.
Ron's in the twos now. There it is. Really needs to get this one. There it is. All right.
Let me give a shout out to some of these people watching. Mr. Paul Rogers, Mr. Robert Slade. How you doing? Pleasure to have you along with us.
Tad Young.
Yeah, Justin Bledsoe watching with us. Thank you, Justin. Ken Big Nass watching along with us. Joe, Tanya, Kyle, Paula, Mr. Kyrie watching along with us. I think he's down at Music City this weekend.
Hey, Eliana's watching with us.
Yeah, well, thank goodness. She better. She's right here. Mr. Todd Hampton watching along. Todd, I haven't seen your face in a little bit either. It'd be nice to see you again soon. Yeah, Tim just able to hit that cover shot on the
Chugging
16s. That's going to be a big dart.
They're both throwing, their marks per round is up.
Yeah, and
So,
well, that first dart's going to cost him. But Ron really was not far away from catching up there. He had
Yeah.
an opportunity this round. There's only a 12-point difference in points right now. Tim needs to close these 15s.
Yeah, this could be.
Yeah, needs a
19.
wise move. Just go ahead and get some points there. So Ron finds himself 69 points behind in the 15th to score on. So let's see what he can do. A trip right here will give him 60. Another trip would be helpful. Oh, he floated that one over to the 10. The height was a little off as well as the direction.
High.
Yeah, Tim closes the 15s and goes back up on points. That's a good lesson for you newer folks. Maybe you're unfamiliar with darts, but had the opportunity just to build that point lead if you can, even though he has 2 wedges on him. It's a smart move.
And it really puts a lot of pressure on Ron to, you know, if he misses that first start, he kind of has to try to take a stab at a close if he wants to come back.
Just to keep himself in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim seems to be struggling a little bit on that first start. He may be throwing that first start a little bit faster than what he should be comfortable with. Let's see what Ron can do here. He's going to go right at the bulls, hits one on the first.
Really
hits another one on his second.
Well, it's a mark on the 20. It doesn't really help all that much.
You going to miss? It's a fortunate miss. And there it is. Tim with one dart on a double bull.
All right, 4-2.
Yeah, Tim's going to build on another lead, 4-2. But quite frankly, he's just holding his throw there. Ron's going to kick us off here in this 501. What else you got for us, Caleb?
Yeah, so one thing that I wanted to mention, Ron is a Phoenix official player. Me, Nathan, Brocious, and Ron were all nominated by Ben and Dustin for Phoenix Global.
Okay.
To become one of their Phoenix official players.
There's 3 ugly people right there,
right?
Boy, let me tell you.
Yeah.
But look at that from Tim. It's an almost perfect start. Double 16, trip 20, trip 20. A solid 152 start. Congratulations, Mr. Neal. Carry on, please.
Oh, no. So, but yeah, I mean, we're very grateful for Ben and Dustin's nomination and for being accepted by Phoenix Global to be a Phoenix official player.
It's fantastic. Congratulations. You've had quite the little dart year you're going yourself, huh? And not only that, you've appeared a couple of times commentating on the Premier League.
Yeah. It's always a pleasure.
It's been fantastic to have you, and it's a pleasure to have you here. Folks, at the start of the next leg, I'm going to premiere the flyer for this siege coming up on the Tuesday, as long as I don't forget, which, it's a 50-50 proposition.
And speaking of commentating, I'm excited for that commentator.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a fun one. I don't mind telling you, our guest host for that show is going to be Mr. Ryan Watson out of Lafayette. Great fella. Certainly somebody that you should tune in and watch. He's going to be interviewed by Sean, which is always fun to watch, and Jason gets to do laundry and make his own dinner that night. So it'll be a pleasure to have you all along with us, but please tune in Tuesday at 8, and I'll reveal the players here at the end of this leg. Tim staying right there, double 15. Floats it on top. Now, it does leave him in a little bit of an awkward position where you got to hit a double 5.
Right.
Let's see if Ron can capitalize on that. He needs a ton-plus score right here. That's a great way to start with a solid trip 20. It's another one. Another one wouldn't hurt you. Yes, look at that.
That's the pressure.
That's our third 180 of the day, Mr. Ron Thompson. Great darts right there.
All right.
Let's see what Tim can do with this double 5. A little high. And it hits on a second dart.
Yep.
Way to go.
That's some pressure with a ton 80.
Well, Tim takes a 5-2 lead. Folks, let's take a look at that siege flyer right now. Coming up Tuesday, June 11th. Well, we had to follow the California Dreaming with Granddad and Sean's mom. So we brought in a couple of aces, one from Monticello and one from down Louisville way, in the form of Eric and Jeff. And a couple of names that you may not be familiar with. Dick Strobel and Ryan Dalmier. Now, I'll be happy to tell you, both these guys in soft tip average over a 30.
Oh, wow.
One of them averages over a 70 in steel tip.
Okay.
Both these guys from down south, southern part of Indiana, northern part of Kentucky. But it's going to be fun to have these guys. Some great people, some fantastic darters. And you mentioned it yourself, Mr. Ryan Watson.
Yeah.
Who this siege is named after, will be the guest host with us. And you can see he looks gruff, rough, and tough. And I'll tell you, he is gruff, rough, and tough. He's a great guy, a real close friend. But it's going to be a pleasure to have him in the house. So, folks, tune in Tuesday with us. The Siege, it's elementary. It's going to be a fun one. Well, we missed the start of this one, but it looks like Ron's in the he's got a little bit of a command right here. Let's see if he can't change things. He ended the last leg with a ton 80.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fantastic. Solid low ton, a big 137 score there. It's really put Tim in a little bit of a pickle, finds himself 140 plus points behind.
Yeah, that's good.
And he scores a ton, but he does,
enough, but it puts a little pressure behind.
It puts a little pressure on it. Does find himself 48 points behind. So let's see what Ron can do to set himself up with an out.
Mm-hmm.
He can't press on that first start. Might have wanted to reset right there. Great second.
Really needs a triple.
Smart, very smart third.
Tim can put some pressure behind.
Yeah, Tim's going to need his ton plus of his own right here. He starts out great. Could we have
Plenty
another?
of room.
Could we? Yes, we
Plenty of room
can.
in the middle, and he splits
There you go. They're tied 2-2 now. We've had 4 180s. Big darts from Tim Neal.
Yeah.
And it really puts pressure because 92s are pretty easy out. All right, double 18 for Ron. Oh, and
dropped
that,
it low.
You know,
he got a little quick on it.
That follow through cost him a little bit there. He swung his arm out to the side, and that by doing that cost him a little bit. Tim, looking at the trip 12. No, he went down to the trip 16.
And Ron will get another shot at it.
So Tim's got himself set up. Ron's going to have a shot at the double 9.
Ooh.
And that's going to be a pickle. Needs to have at least one dart at it. Double 4. Ooh, and that one was way outside.
Yeah.
He might have rushed that last one a little bit. Let's look at Tim right here. He's going to be looking at tops.
Yeah, I think that ton 80 by Tim really rattled him there for a second.
Yeah, big dart by Tim. You like that, Beckham?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
That's
nothing
a
wrong
really
with
good
that.
comeback.
As Tim takes a 6-2 lead.
I think it'll be important for Ron to just kind of cool off after that one because it seemed like he had it in the bag. And
and that's it's what you bring up there is a perfect lesson for some of these newer throwers. Is nothing wrong with just stepping back and taking an extra 20 seconds before you walk up to the Aki.
Yeah.
You see Ron, as soon as that game was over, was right up to the Aki, ready to go. And I agree with you. I think it wouldn't have hurt him right there just to step back a little bit, just kind of recollect, establish where you're at, because you're currently at 6-2. It's not out of the realm of possibility that you don't come back and win a whole bunch right now, but it's going to be this cricket game for these guys is going to be crucial. This is game number 9 in a set of 15. Yep, and you can see Ron's just a little shook up. Everything's starting to float a little bit over to the right now.
yeah.
Yeah, if I had a whistle and a coach's hat, I'd go over now and pull Ron to the side and pretend like I was going to talk to him and just make him stand there for about 15 seconds and not say a word to him. All right, Tim taking a commanding point lead. Not so much on the wedges. Let's see what Ron can do in his favorite 18s. That first one could be a blocker, though.
Yeah, he's not going to like where he left that first
now
one.
he's in a pickle.
Yeah,
Yep.
still got a single. Still got a wedge.
He managed to close him, but not point. Very similar like he did on the 20s in his first 3 darts.
Yep.
Really needed some more points right there. Tim
Tim's
closes
right
him with
behind
one
him.
dart. Look at this.
Good
Oh.
7 mark.
Boom goes the firecracker just for a 7 mark on that one. All right, Ron, still in this. But you need that first dart to be better than what it's been right now.
Sure. Not going to be too many times where Ron's halfway through a cricket game throwing a 2-3-3. So
Yeah.
he'll pick it up.
Let's shout out to some of my friends out there. Desmond watching along with us. Thanks. It's nice to have you, Desmond. Pleasure to have you along. Brad, Rob, Justin, and Ben. Thanks for joining us. My little Scottish friend, Gary's watching along with us. What's going on, Gary? It's nice to see you. Hope you're wearing your skirt, sir. Tina Toole shouting on Ron Thompson and sending in 99 stars. Well, Tina, I'm on you. I'm with you. Come on, Ron.
Trevor there giving us the wave. Hey, Trevor.
Look at that.
Ooh,
That's a big 2 last starts
double
there from
15.
Tim. Yep. He's really starting to throw with some confidence now.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting a 5-4 this leg. Ron left with not much else but to go at the Bulls. He does that
Got that
successfully
double.
with
That's
4 of his
big.
own.
That's big.
Yep.
At least put not really pressure on Tim because he's got 2 wedges, but and a point lead. But it at least sets you up for going forward. It builds your confidence back up going into the next game.
And
So.
Tim just goes ahead and three singles, and that's good because either way, there's a good chance Ron might have had winning darts in his hand. But Tim goes ahead and takes it, so it's 7-2 right now. Another victory from Tim, and we know he's going to win this match. We are going to play all 15. So we got 6 legs left. Tim's probably giving Ron advice right there. I know and love Tim with all my heart, and he's one for giving his competitors advice on how to shoot. And he does that and is not able to get in right away. Well, let's see how Ron does.
Now I do have a save the date for everybody with the
what you got? Is it
Phoenix.
June 22nd, my birthday?
well, that's for the customer appreciation, but
Okay. All
a
right.
new date. It's quite a ways out, but December 14th at Sidelines. It's going to be the PAC or
Okay.
the Phoenix Amusement Championship.
All right.
More details will come out, but that's a date about 6 months away. So
Yeah, I tell you, at
It's a
my
fun
age, you don't
tournament.
plan that far ahead.
yeah,
Yeah, you just,
I don't think many people do at any age. So
Ron, managed to squeak a dart through. If we had slow motion, you'd see that dart fly right between those 2 darts and land on the triple 20. Great dart from Ron. Tim, every round he has, he finds that trip 20.
yeah,
And that's crucial. Whether he only finds it once or whether he finds it twice, like he did that last round, it's crucial just to find it at least once.
Sure.
Right? Because it always puts you in somewhere in the mid to high 80s. So you're always going to have a good round. As opposed to what you see here with Ron, who did find that trip 20 on the last one,
sure.
but only shot a 66. And that's
Mhm.
got to be a little bit frustrating for him. And I think that's really the big difference that we're seeing right now in this match.
Yeah.
And he did again, found that trip 20. So Tim is sitting on an out already. Ron needs to get some good darts right here and put himself there. Still got that possibility. Couple of trip 20s. There's the first one. Another one wouldn't hurt. Oh, that's good, though. This one's going to be a close leg. We can see that right now. It's a 141 versus 140. Let's see where Tim goes on a 141. He doesn't have an out opportunity right now, but he can position himself.
25, I like it.
Yeah, Tim likes to go on that bull on the last dart and use that 25 points to position himself.
Sure.
Got that double 18 for an out. Ron's going to be just dedicated to the 20s right here. He doesn't have an out anymore. Just needs a single 20 to set himself up. He does that. Tim looking at the double 18. And he hits it on his second dart. And there it is. As we hear from Beckham in the background there. Well, Tim's going to take this match, but let's see how many. That means league-wise, Tim's going to maintain his lead over Ron. He only came into this week with a 1-game lead going into the last weekend, or last 2 weeks. But with his 8 victories, at least today, he's going to maintain that lead.
Not in, but see what Tim can do here.
All right, Tim's in on the second dart. He's done that,
20.
done that a lot
Still
today.
a low ton with 2 darts.
Yeah, well, that first dart's always about an inch lower than what he's shooting for. And just on the first dart, and then he usually gets in on the second. Yeah, and that's what you want to avoid at this level in the Premier League. When you go up there and you're playing on ones, you got to be able to hit that trip at least once a visit, right?
Yep.
Because if you don't, you find yourself in trouble.
Sure.
Now, Ron, who started out in the Premier League, unfortunately was relegated down to the Challenger League, but he's fighting his way back up to the Premier League, and I think he'll get there.
Yeah.
Whether he gets there this season or not, we just don't know yet, but I think he's going to get there. He's playing too good.
Yeah, and I think it's what was he? So it's Tiny. They still have one match left, right? So
yeah, they got next week left. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. This is the last
So
game
Ron
of
is
this
kind
week.
of settled into to third regardless, but you definitely want to build that confidence, especially if you're moving up.
And that's the thing, even a third. Look at that,
Another
another ton 80.
There we go.
Yes, sir. And that's the thing, being in third place in the Challenger League, you got to go through a playoff in order to get that
So he'll have to
promotion.
play Tiny.
As opposed to second place where you don't have to go through a playoff, right? You're just automatically
Gotcha.
promoted. So. All right, so Tim's going to be looking at a ton 40 here. Going to open up with that trip 20? No. As predicted, that second dart's right where it needs to be. That first dart is just a guide for him. But he leaves himself with tops. Come on, Ron. Just do a double bull, double bull, double bull. Miss Ellie said double bull 3 times really quickly.
Double 15.
Double bull, double.
Oh.
Oh,
On the
right
outside.
there. That was a great effort there.
Really
Miss Ellie,
good
can you say it
push.
again louder for those people in the back?
I can't. It's like double bull, double bull, double bull. I can't say it fast.
Well, you were wrong anyways, because that was a double 20. Way to go, Mr. Neal. That's being 9-2 score right now. So, Beckham, what's on the agenda for the rest of the day in the Neal family? Landon Garrison sending in 99 stars. Thank you, Landon. Appreciate you, sir.
Honestly, not too sure after this.
You have work.
I do have work, yes.
Uh-oh. Steve watching along. Hey, Steve, nice to see you. Jeff Jones. Good to see you, Jeff.
Like
Mr.
Brian
Ben
Morse
Fair
is
is watching along with us. What's going on, Big Ben? He's probably watching, scatting out this Challenger League, see where he's going to be at next season if he doesn't pick up his game.
All right.
It's going to be our last game of cricket, but not our last.
How many?
They play 15.
Yeah, they play 15.
They play them all out.
Actually, yeah, we'll see. Be a second to last game of cricket.
Yes. Yeah.
Ron picking it up with a trip 19 on that last start there. All right, Tim forced to take a little bit extra time. Let's see if this first start's any better. Not really. Still a little bit lower. Still managed to hit 5 marks, though.
Yeah.
So let me just clarify. Customer Appreciation Tournament, what weekend is that?
That is in 2 weeks, June 22nd and 23rd.
June 22nd, the same day that I turn 33, 34.
Well, that's what we're
Yeah,
celebrating.
Yeah, that's right. Customer Appreciation Tournament, also known as Jason's birthday party. Also is the second longest day of the year. It's the second day of summer.
Yeah.
So
It would be. You're right.
Big Ron. Look at Big Ron. Look at Big Ron. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Almost had a boom of his own, but he's in big command in this leg right here in this cricket match. Shooting a 5.25 of his own.
Good 6 mark answer. Took the point lead.
All right, Jeff and I getting some pointers for that charity match. Doing a charity match, I assume. Paul, put in the stream. Put it in the comments there. Tell us about this charity match. Anytime there's something for charity, we want to make sure we boost it along really well. Dylan Peck watching along with us. Sean Calhoun, how you doing, sir? Waiting to see when you are going to appear in this Premier League.
Shout out to Bud Crystal tuning in.
Oh, Bud's watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, something happened because Bud had a party at his house last night and I wasn't invited. I don't know. I had my
saw the
shirt
post.
washed and cleaned and everything. I was got the car running. I was ready to go. And then, Kyrie's up there. All those guys are out there bound to invite me, and I just sat by the phone all night just staring at it, and nothing happened.
I met Bud for the first time at Phoenix Draft just a couple of months ago, and boy, is he a joy to throw with.
No, great guy.
Such a great guy.
Super great guy. I don't like him anymore, but super great guy. Big Ron taking his cricket leg here. Nice job, Ron. So we got 2 legs left.
Been watching from the lake.
Yeah, that's just...
Rub it in, rub it in.
That's too nice. All right, so Jeff and Paul are going to be playing. It's the darts fundraiser, darts for ALZ. I assume that's Alzheimer's. All month long. Paul and I are doing a race tonight. So it's, if you don't know, Jeff is Mod Frog Darts. But they're doing a race tonight. It'll be on, if you go to Mod Frog Darts, type that in Facebook, it'll appear on your Facebook channel, and certainly give them a like and a follow. You can watch the Outlaw Paul paying Mod Frog for a little charity boost this evening.
Chad's better half, Tanya, is asking where the birthday party is at.
I don't know, but I'll tell you what, Miss Tanya, you'll know because that young lady is coming up on the siege here in a couple of weeks. We're having a ladies' night.
Oh.
And Miss Tanya is one of the players I'm looking forward to seeing. There's a couple players, quite frankly, that week I'm really looking forward to seeing. There's another one by the name of Heather. I won't say her last name because it'll give it all away, but I'm looking forward to seeing her play too. Heard lots of good things about that young lady.
Mm-hmm.
So that's in a couple of weeks. We got the big one coming up this Tuesday. It's elementary. Hosted by Ryan Watson, Mr. Jeff Cohey, Mr. Eric Sigonia coming and playing. A couple of big names right there.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of names you might not have heard of, but these guys shoot some big averages. It's going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, here is Ron. That's a great first.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great second.
Can he do it?
Does he drop?
Nope.
Oh,
Fade up.
Yep.
I don't mind that. He had a lot of room in that 20.
Yeah, a lot of room too. He just from an out standpoint, it might have put him in a little bit better of a position.
If he could, yeah.
Yep. It's unfortunate there for Tim, not able to finish it off. Leaves himself with a 19, but Ron's going to have a shot at this 109 right here.
Mm-hmm.
And this would be the definition of stealing it, but he's not going to do it.
No. Mm.
Nah, you see a little disappointment on his face there, but he does leave himself a solid 50.
Yeah, Tim still got 2 darts at least to get there.
Probably a 388. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he hits it right away. Great dart, Mr. Tim Neal.
Yeah, Ron's going to want that last round back.
All right. So who had 12-3? Anybody?
I had 10-5.
I'm pretty sure I said 12-3, didn't I?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering. Thank you for your support, Miss Ellie. You cannot take that puppy home now. All right, Tim opening up with a solid 10-20. Now, every leg, and it's one of the fun things I love about this league. You're playing all 15 games.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in Ron's position right now, you're being beat 10-3. You're disheartened. You're down on yourself. But these last 2 legs at the end of the season could define whether he stays in this league or he gets moved up to the Premier League.
Yeah.
So they're just as important as the first 2 legs that he played.
Sure.
And it's a challenge for players at this level when they come in with such high expectations of how they're going to play. To play with the same intensity even after you're getting beaten in these final 2 legs. So it's good to see.
Yeah, I mean, Ron's never just going to lay down.
Nope. You got to keep it up.
Yep.
And quite frankly, the same goes for Tim, too. When you're coasting and you feel really good, you're that far ahead, it's important you maintain that concentration and keep it going.
Yep.
Ron's going to need a couple of trips right here. There's his first. Ooh, drops that one a little bit low. Stay calm. There you go. That's a good round for Ron Thompson right there. Folks, thanks for watching with us today. It's a pleasure to have you all along in the chat. Mr. Dave Clary's watching. Dave, how are you doing, sir? I haven't seen your pretty face in a long time. It might have been me, but I'm not going to say that. Tim looking at tops. There
Got
it
it.
is. He's been killer on those doubles today, hasn't he?
Yes.
You know, he's not missed many doubles at all.
No, there was one round where he had to go up to the double 4, I believe, or was that might have been Ron actually? No, he had the double 5. Took him 2.
Yeah, and
Just
that's
getting
what
flying it over.
that's how close Ron's game has been today. He's just a few holes out.
Yep.
And generally speaking, a few holes to the right. Let's see what Tim can do in this final game here, game 15.
Going for it.
Oh, come
Pony
on
up.
now, come
Boom
on.
goes the dynamite.
There we go. Thank you, Mr. Beckham. That's Beckham Neal, folks, our future commentator.
Is that the first white horse of the day? No.
Nah, we've had a few of them. We've had a few boom goes the dynamites, right? And every time we have a boom goes the dynamite, it's a white horse.
Oh well, a ton 80 or that or 9 mark.
There you go.
That was a good one.
Miss Ellie, what you got planned for the rest of your day?
Nothing.
Oh. All right, Tim shooting an 8. Just a mere 8. I'd be happy with Ron's 4.2 at this point in time, but I would only be half as good as Tim. Yeah, that's not a double bull, and it doesn't matter whether it's the last leg or the first leg, or you're winning, or you're tied, or you're losing.
Yep.
You got to fix it, and he sure as heck did, and that's why everybody loves Ron. All right. Well, Tim, averaging an 8. Let's see if he can't disappoint himself here.
Yeah.
He's going to need that trip 15. There
got
it
it.
is. Yep. All right, so at this point in time, it's just the details.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ron doing whatever he needs to do just to close up wedges. Almost a courtesy move at this point in time.
Right.
Let's turn on that bull cam. There's one. There's not one. Oh, there is just one. Well, this would be news.
Yeah. Ron can get a double. He's got winning darts.
Yeah, Ron does have winning darts right here. He gets a single bull. He needs to hit a bull here just to make it interesting.
Dropped it low.
Yeah, I did drop
Got
it
a little
low.
fast.
Tim's going to need 2.
They're having fun in there.
Yeah, it's good to see.
There it is.
There it is. And your winner today, Mr. Tim Neal. Congratulations, Tim. Congratulations, Neal family. Means it's going to be a good day. Dad's not going to get you home and make you do chores for the rest of the day just because he lost.
Might get some ice cream.
Yeah, you might get some ice cream today. Exactly. Well, folks, let me remind you one more time. We got the Siege coming up Tuesday at 8 o'clock. We got a fantastic match. Something I'm really looking forward to this one. Eric and Jeff coming down, one from the north, one from the south, and they're bringing some friends with them. Just bringing a Ryan Dalmier. Ryan is a 70-plus still average shooter, and Dick himself averages a little over 32 down in southern Indiana, so it's going to be exciting to watch those. It's going to be really fun to have Ryan be our little tour guide through that night. So thanks for watching today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Got to give a big shout-out to Caleb Hanlon. Congratulations on your potty.
Thank you.
Player of the year. Thanks for being my friend, and thanks for everything you do. Equally as important, thank you to the Neal family that stepped up and stepped in today. Little live audience action today. It's been a blast to have you guys. It's been a lot of fun. Join us Tuesday, 8 o'clock. We'll be right back with it. And please, come on back. Great job, guys.
Thanks.
For Caleb, for Ellie, and for Beckham, my name is Jason. We are signing out for the night. Have a great day, guys. Be safe tonight.